What is up YouTube, KN888 here, and today for you guys I'm here with my deck profile of my Pendulum Magicians. Yesterday I've talked about the awareness that you should have as a Pendulum player about the metagame, because everything's changed and we just have to think about how we're going to run our deck build, and I've changed mine up like a fair bit. I'm actually happy about it. I'm doing really well in online tournaments. I haven't had the privilege to test it out in real life because I'm still missing one card from the extra deck, and I really don't want to test anything out right now because so many things are going to change again soon. New sets, new releases, and I'm not doing any major tournaments right now, so yeah, then I can't really go to major tournaments, right? Anyways, I'm just gonna go into the deck profile. I'm going to explain some choices, really short or long, I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The deck is 43 cards right now. I'm actually sold on this, like it's really crazy. So yeah, first things first, triple chronograph, sorcerer, heart and soul of the deck. With the time gazer magician, not even a brick anymore, because if you have it in your hand, you can normal summon it and protect the servant. For magicians, I'm running double harmonizing magician. Harmonizing is still really good. I'm not like some other guys who just go for pure Endymion. I really like these ones so much that I just want to have them in my deck, even though there's a chance that you can brick on the magicians. Just run a little less and it's all fine. Double Purple Poison. I still think Purple Poison is one of the best cards Pendulum has to offer. Just summoning it to get rid of some back row is really good. Also its scale effects, bunkers. It's good for making game. One Overdragon Magician, you want a recurrence, and one Dragon Pit Magician. If you go for Pendulum Call, having Overdragon and Dragon Pit Magician is a really good occurrence. It happens a lot, and having it is so good. Just adding a card from your extra deck, popping a card in the field. It's so great to plus. Next engine, Triple Servant of Endymion. Really good card. You need it for Nibiru, of course. Magister of Endymion. This card is crazy. It just puts up 2 more negates after everything is done. Itself included, because if it's on the field, you can just remove 3 spell counters, summon another one from your, mythical beast from your deck, or the Endymion, if you're so free to choose anyway. So this card is just the nuts. One of the Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. Even though there's a lot of control going on these days, I don't think 2 in the main deck should be the thing. We have to focus more on the Nibiru, so I feel Jackal King is more important. Playing 2 Jackal Kings, you'll see that in a sec. One of this is enough in the main deck. 2 Mythical Beast, Master Cerberus. I feel it's a really good card. It baits Ash like no other, which is needed for your servant. More than often, if you open up with your Cerberus, they Ash it. You're actually safe to go, and you're just going to obliterate the rest of their hand. So yeah, 2 Jackal Kings. Most of all for Nibiru, you want to see it all the time, but also too because I'm playing Desires and I'm playing the Cerberus, so there's like, why would you run one? And then the one Garuda. I feel Garuda is really important right now. There's a lot of control decks, so there's bound to be some back row, and more than often, like, popping the one back row that they have is actually going to clear you the game. So yeah, Garuda really important. Also for its secondary effect, you can keep it in your hand, and as soon as they summon something, a normal summon or a special summon, doesn't matter. You can just, okay, Garuda effect in the hand, remove 3 spell counters from the field, special summon it, return your monster to the hand. You can just wait for like their most important summon, like a Boral Sword, a Dingirsu, return to the hand. Or a Pendulum summon if you're opposing a mirror match. Next up, since I'm not playing the Guard Dragon engine anymore, I'm only running 2 Darkworms. I don't think it's so important anymore. It is there because with Dragon Shrine it's a starter card, and it's also a +1 because you're playing the Gate 0. You also don't mind playing the Gate 0 because it's another level 7 just to make Absolute Dragon for Vortex. And it's a low scale, so you have it's a lot of versatility. You want to see this card anyway, so it's not a brick anymore. You're playing the Dark Worms to get to the Gate 0, so yeah. It's nicer to see the Dark One, of course, because it's a +1, but having the gate 0 isn't that bad. One Destrudo. Even though I'm not playing LP, I'm still playing Destrudo. I'm running Shrine Foolish. There's always a chance that I see them in conjunction. Or drawing Shrine from Electromite, stuff like that. Just having the Dark One, the Destrudo in the deck right there. Or like after turn 1, it's really good to see a Dragon Shrine and then send the Destrudo there, because you're still having cards in the field. You can go for some powerful plays. Destrudo is really good there. And then the final 3 monsters of the deck is 3 Apex Avians. I think this card should be in every Pendulum list right now. Either this or Secret Village for the Spellcasters. It's up to you what you fear most. Either Super Poly and Dark Rule No More, or the Nibiru. I feel that hand traps and cards in general are more threatening than just one Super Poly or one Dark Ruler. So I go for Apex Avian. It's also handy that it goes back to your hand for plays with a card that's in my extra deck that I don't have right now yet. You'll see that in a second. Yeah, it's actually really good. I just love it. If you've seen my video of yesterday where I talk about the meta, you'll see that why I like to play the Apex Avians. So yeah. For spells, double Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. I'm not playing Dragon's Ravine, so there's 1 less brick. I'm not playing Romulus. I really hate going for that play because, well, adding bricks isn't really good. Double Duelist Alliance, double Pendulum Call. I realize they're bad against Thunder, but they're awesome against everything else. Even against Thunder, like if you just get rid of the 1 Colossus or 2 Colossi. Colossuses? I have no clue. Then this card is still really viable, so yeah. Triple Spell Power Mastery, you just want to open the Servant. Like if you have this and Servant, most of the time it's GG anyways. And then for draw power, triple Pot of Desires, now in ulti. I love having these, they're awesome. 2 Allure of Darkness, they fit really well with the ulti Pot of Desires because they're also ulti. And then the 1 Upstart Goblin. Please Konami, next OTS pack, ulti Upstart. Yeah, I mean, having so much draw power just helps facilitating the Servant and the Magister. It's really good also against Thunder because you're not searching, you're drawing. So yeah, that's actually really good. I love the main deck. For now, I'm definitely not going to change anything because this has been working out for me like crazy. So yeah, extra deck right now. I'm playing the 1 Allies Vortex Dragon, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I am siding Super Polys, and I don't want my opponent to know that I'm siding them in, so I already have Starving Venom in the extra deck. I felt that was more valuable to me than having it in the side deck and playing 1 more Exceed or 1 more Synchro. So yeah. 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon and 1 FA Dawn Dragster as my Synchros. I often go into like the Absolute with the Meteor Burst, just summoning the Harmonizing, special summoning the Time Gazer from the Harmonizing, or just having the Time Gazer already, making a Synchro into Meteor Burst, special summoning the Gate 0 from your Scales, and then making Absolute. It's actually a really viable play. Also, like after turn 1, if you summon the Absolute Dragon, you can just attack, revive the Meteor Burst that way, and already have a +1, go for a link with only these 2. It's actually a possibility. And it's actually really nice. It helps so much. It's crazy. 1 of Abyss Dweller. I still think this is the best rank 4 in the game. Orcust, Thunder, all the danger decks. The Salamangreat, like Dweller is really good against those. Then for the links, everything else in the extra deck is a link monster, so I have 9. We're having the Electromite, of course. We have the Beat Cup. Beat Cup over Lambda because you can't link away the token for a Lambda. You can only link away tokens for Beat Cup, and Nibiru gives you a token. Then the 1 card that I don't have, IP Masquerena. I am going to try and get it as soon as possible, but like it's only been sneak peek of the set, so yeah, there's always that. It's only an Ultra, so that's good. Though I might want to get myself the Prismatic one, because I also have an Appaloosa, which is Prismatic in this deck. But I'll have to wait that out, because well, that shit is expensive. So yeah. But yeah, IP Masquerena is basically there for sometimes you have these awkward hands and you go for a Pendulum summon and then like all the levels don't match up. You have a Chronograph, you have the Time Gazer, you have a Loose Servant, you have the one Dark Worm and no other rank level force to make the Dweller, and it just doesn't work out. So what you do is you go into IP Masquerena and you just leave one additional card in your hand, or you have the Apex Avian on the field or an Endymion. With the Apex Avian or the Endymion, you can get a card back to your hand, so that's also a thing. Now with the Masquerena in your opponent's turn, you can link summon off, and you can go into either Nightmare Phoenix or Nightmare Unicorn to interrupt their plays. And in general, going second, Nightmare Phoenix and Unicorn are already really good cards, but in tandem with the IP Masquerena, these become so good. They just become additional negates during your opponent's turn, which is really good. I am playing the one Blacklisted Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. This card on itself wins you games against a lot of control-based decks. Subterror, True Draco only have the Apocalypse as an out. Then there's Altergeist, Sky Striker, like all the control-based decks, and they have to go into a Borrelsword Dragon to get over it. This once it has 4/5, it's really hard for them to get over it. And it just wins games, and that's the only reason why it's in here. If it can win you a game, why not run it? Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. I use this in most of my combos. I end on it like 90% of the time, because it's 3 negates in 1, and well, sometimes 4. And it's just so good. It's so well balanced for the deck. It's really good. And then of course the Borrelsword Dragon, facilitating OTKs, and Borrelload Dragon because Thunder is an actual thing right now. So many players are playing Thunder or playing the one monster that you can't get over, and Borrelload Dragon just says thank you, now that monster is mine, and I really like that. So I think Borrelload Dragon is the card that I make the least from the entire extra deck, but it's still there because if it has to come up, it will come up. So yeah. That's it for the extra deck. As of right now, I don't think I want to change anything about this as well. As I said, the deck has been working out so well, and it's crazy. For my side deck, keep in mind that this is a generic side deck. I've built my side thinking I'm gonna go to a YCS and I'm going to play there. I haven't built it to go to locals and to play against your friend who's playing Cyber Dragon or to play against your friend who's playing Dark Magician. Build your side for locals or regionals depending on if you know the people and you know what they're playing. But if you go to a YCS or a tournament with really good players, then I might suggest this one. Because this side deck has actually a lot in it that I feel is really good for the meta right now. So yeah. First things first, double Dino Wrestler Pancratops. You'll notice that I'm playing only that I play a lot of 2-offs in the side deck and only 2 3-offs. The reason for that being is if it's a 3-off, I want to see it as fast as possible. I want to see it the first 5 cards in my hand, like maybe the 6th, if I'm deciding it going second. And I want to see it as soon as possible, no questions asked. That's why I'm playing 3. If I'm playing 2, it's more like, okay, this card is going to help me, but I don't want to brick on it. So playing 2 is actually going to help me more of having a main deck that can play around their field and not having the main deck where I'll brick because I'm playing too many of the same cards. Same card, but Pendulum form. Eccentric Archfiend. Archfiend's Eccentric, whatever. It's basically the same as Pancratops, only you can't special summon it with its own effect. But it's also a little bit better because you can scale it, pop a back row, and then Pendulum summon it later in the turn and tribute it to pop a monster. So Yeah, there's always that. It gets rid of annoying cards, like you can get rid of things like Necros of Unicorn if you happen to go up against Necros. You can normal summon it to pop a Vanity's Fiend. So yeah, there's a lot of synergy with this card in the deck. And also with Servant, like if you're going second, you play Servant, you play Eccentric, you pop a card, there's already one spell counter on the Servant, and you can go, and you still can put a card in your Pendulum scale, so yeah, it's really important. Then if you're happening to come across like real back row decks, things like Subterror, Altergeist, Mystic Mine, I'm citing one more of the Endymion Mighty Master of Magic. This card is actually really good going second against those decks, because if you accumulate enough counters, this thing is going to wreck their field apart with the Pendulum scale. I want a second one there because Servant is possibly going to get me one already from the deck, and then the second one can come in and wreck their day from the scale. So yeah, I really feel that having a second one in your side deck is actually the optimal way to go for that. That's it for the monsters in the side. Then for spells, I'm running triple Super Poly. As I said, a 3-off. I want to see this card as soon as possible. I'm playing it against Thunder, I'm playing it against Pendulum, I'm playing it against Orcus. The 3 most important matchups that you want to see this card all the time toots with. Like, even if you go against Thunder and they only end on Colossus Titan, where you can't use Super Poly to get rid of both their monsters, you can just summon a Dark, Super Poly the Colossus with your guy, and then you can start searching again. So it's really good to get rid of a lot of cards. And the Thunder Dragon Titan can just be run over, so your Starving Venom is going to target the Thunder Dragon Titan, so you gain its effect and you gain its attack. If they use a Thunder, you're going to chain first, because just to stop them, and then you can run over the Titan, their board is cleared, so that's really important. Against Orcus, you can fuse together the Galatea and the Dingirsu and just make a Starving Venom. Get rid of their trap card, just make sure that they can't use it again. The Babel is probably going to bring something back, but at least you're getting rid of a lot. So yeah, then they have to choose if they want to have their counter trap live or they want to have their Dingirsu and get back the skeleton. So yeah, just to help like make this stronger, having more outs against control boards, I am actually running 2 Dark Ruler no more. The reason for it is that in Pendulum, the way we win the most is by setting up our first turn board and they can't break it, so they just scoop. That happens a lot. Everybody's probably knowledgeable enough to know that. You go to a regional YCS, you build your board and they just scoop. You don't know what they're playing. So this thing, Dark Ruler no more, you set off all their negates. Like, again, it negates Colossus, it negates a Titan. Against Pendulum mirror matches, you just negate all their entire board, because as I said before, running the Zephyr New with the counter trap is so bad that you shouldn't be playing it. And if they have Secret Village, they have it. So, but at least this is coming in. It is an additional option to just get rid of a lot of field presence, and I really like it. Also, Thunder is actually one of your worst matchups, so having the Dark Rule no more is definitely going to help. Then for the final 2 spell cards, I'm running 2 Twin Twisters. Kind of the same idea as the Super Polys, only you don't really need 3 Twin Twisters. You have enough back row removal in this build as it is. So I opted to go for 2 Twin Twisters, and I really don't mind the discard. You can discard whatever that's a brick in your hand. So, and at least the Twin Twisters, they let you play against decks like Altergeist, Subterror. You just make the Blackluster Soldier link and you win from there. So yeah, it's a really good card to see. Also, if you have this, you can side it in going first and going second. And if you see it going first, even if they Sphere Mode or Super Poly you, in those builds, the Twin Twister is going to wreck their back row. So next turn you can just come back in full and just pay them back and just win from there. That's all the spell cards. For the traps, I'm only playing 3, of course, as you have counted. That's 3 evenly matched. I think evenly is one of the best cards in the game right now. There are so many control-based decks that all lose evenly. And as I said with Dark Rule No More, it doesn't matter if you can't do damage. You just break their board completely and you set up your own board, and they have so little resources that you're always going to win. Evenly is really good. Just go for it. Just test it out if you're not testing it. That's it for the build. I hope you liked it. Any comments can go down below. Just comment what you think might be better. Just comment what you think of the list, and comment in what you want to see in the future. I hope you guys liked it. Visit my Facebook channel. There is a... I didn't put it on my channel yet. There is also a combo in the Pendulum group that I've posted, that I've done with a build really similar to this. And I basically ended on 9 negates, I think. It's really fun to watch and to look at. And I'm definitely going to upload it as well on my YouTube channel. Maybe the day, like maybe tomorrow. I'm not really sure when. So yeah, in any case, like, subscribe the video, and I see you guys in the next one. Ciao!